Set news and current affairs. And so when we come back from the should stay tuned.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
from the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on.
All right, we're glad to have you back on Press Roundtable on Atlantic Television Network. I am Angel Wokoma. With me on tonight's program, this evening program rather, I have Dandy Loveday. He's a media practitioner. He's also an economist. He's a blogger. He's a voice in the society. So good to have you, Mr. Loveday, Dandy.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so we have so many stories to look at. First of all, let's look at the Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has called for the tracking of terrorism funding in Nigeria, saying it is one of the non-kinetic means of fighting terrorism across the globe. General Musa made the call when he played host to the chairman of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, in his office at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. While congratulating him on his appointment as the EFCC boss, the CDS gave an assurance that the armed forces of Nigeria will not derail from its commitment to ensure the survival of the current democratic dispensation. He commended the EFCC chairman for his unique approach of leveraging the potential of technology to fight corruption and other forms of economic crime. He also noted that the AFN has zero tolerance for corrupt practices, and as such it adopts the proceedings of a general court martial to checkmate culpable personnel. General Musa urged the EFCC boss to encourage public office holders and other Nigerians in positions of authority to uphold good governance to forestall economic breakdown and insecurity. Now, the CDS further informed the chairman of the anti-graft body that AFN synergizes with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) and other stakeholders to fight oil theft in the country. He then lamented that the issues of blocking loopholes brought about by the siphoning of oil and soft legal system, which delays the prosecution of suspects, have been major challenges. He harped on the use of sensors, installation of CCTV cameras as strategic points to contain cases of corruption, terrorism, and other forms of insecurity in the country. Now, we're actually talking about, terrorism funding, that the defense chief is urging the EFCC chairman to upscale tracking of the terrorism financiers. And I think this is a welcome development in a country if this will be implemented, if actually they can really track it, because they are actually trying to bring up technologies to help. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think it's encouraging. First of all, I want to applaud such call by the EFCC chairman. Whatever it is, it means that every aspect or every move made by anyone to tackle security challenge in the country is a welcome development. But I also think that it has to even go beyond tracking some aspect of person. Everybody should be tracked. If you ask me, not only the financier, those who are involved, those who are even carrying out this act should also be tracked. But again, if the EFCC chairman is making such call, it goes beyond saying the ordinary persons are the persons involved in this issue of insecurity. It goes beyond saying it's just the mere Nigerians that are financing this. If you don't have money, how can you finance insecurity? So it means everybody should be involved in tackling insecurity challenge in Nigeria. Those who are financing the issue of who are financing these guys carrying out these acts, that's what the EFCC is calling for them to be tracked. Now it means they are persons, rich persons, wealthy persons, persons in high position, persons in position of trust. But why doing this? Why doing this? How do you track them? How do they even execute the financial aspect of it? Is it through the commercial banks? Or do they carry it through Ghana Must Go? Or that, whatever it is. I think that's what the FCC chairman is now requesting for. And I think whatever it is, it should be tackled. It should be tackled. They should be tracked. So I don't want to know whether it's a social person in power, social person in the opposition, social person in the current political position and all that. Nobody is safe in a country where there is insecurity. Nobody is safe. So I agree.
Yeah, nobody is safe. Yeah, I quite agree with you as well. No one is safe. Everyone has to be also involved. But then I think this is just getting it at the root. Because if you are there, like those bourgeoisies or those, I wouldn't call their names and all of that, but at least people, you can use your teeth to count your tongue to count your teeth, and yes, and then you now looking at these people, most people we've gotten information, though this is just allegedly allegation saying that okay, so persons are actually spearheading terrorism in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now, getting this thing at the root, don't you think it's going to go a long way? Because you've already dislodged the source, the source of their income. Because one, terrorism involves money. So don't you think it's going to go a long way?
It will go a long way.
Because if you get them, those ones who are perpetrating this evil, they will now go and fish out, because that is where it lies.
It will go a long way. But I also look at it in such a way that from this angle, trying to track these powerful individuals, as I may put it, powerful individuals that has the money. How do you track them? Is it not going after somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody? Would that be an easy thing to do? good of a thing. If there should be the political will to track the persons who are financing this terrorism, I think it will also go a long way. But how long shall we continue to call for this? How long shall we continue to wait for this to happen? When will this happen? I think the right time is now. If we can go as far as getting the foundation destroyed, I think these financials are the core, the core foundation of why terrorism is escalating. So, but if we can go as far as breaking that barrier, then we'll begin to look at other aspects in which it has become the strong force of why terrorism or insecurity has continued to increase, to rise in the country. I agree totally that the financials of this insecurity should be tracked. They should be brought to book if there will be the political will to do it. Not just saying it, but they should carry out the action.
All right, so we're actually encouraging the government, whatever arsenal they want to really, unleash to make sure that they get this to the root, so that insecurity and all this corruption is neat. I think they have to do it. But now let's look at insecurity. One FG planning to recruit more police armed forces. He said, first of all, you have to understand that we have a problem with the strength of police and the military and other security agencies that we have. They cannot really police and secure this nation. You must understand that I know the president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is working on that. They are actually talking about recruiting more police. Now, he said, recall that Nigeria has been fighting banditry, keeping the upper hand with the number of security personnel in Nigeria. Yaradua said, you see, this type of insurgency we are fighting, you need the strength of the army. Police and other security agencies must be increased. First of all, you know that the number of forests we have in Nigeria, where we have these criminals, have enclaves in almost 100 forest reserves. If you look at the northwest and latest statistics we have from civil society and some security experts, is that we have over 30,000 bandits and kidnappers. Now, so if you look at it, with the strength of military personnel we have, we cannot tackle insecurity, he said. Apart from the recruitment of security personnel, Senator Yaradua said, underdevelopment is also at the heart of rising insurgency in the country. One of the challenges, he said, is that we always concentrate on the kinetic but non-kinetic approach is very, very important. We do not have development at the grassroots, and where these bandits go to recruit is at the rural areas, he said. Now, we're not looking at what the FG is actually saying, that they are planning to recruit more police and the armed forces in the Nigeria, that the one we have at hand is actually not really okay for them. Now, for them to tackle the height of insecurity in the country, we look at banditry, we look at kidnappers. As a matter of fact, statistics show that we have over 30,000 kidnappers in the country. Now, the workforce we have cannot tackle this insecurity. That they need more police, they need more armed forces. Now, do you think it's really necessary for them to employ more people, or now train the personnel they have already at hand, give them encouragement, make sure that at least they understand the security situation in the country, also applying other ways to tackle these issues?
Okay, all of that. I think first, let me start with the recruitment of more hands into the police force, the military and all that. Is very necessary. Why do I say so? Every month you have some police officers retiring from the system. Apart from that, you also have a situation where some persons go into war. Some of these police officers go to war and all that. So there are always casualties. Then apart from casualties, the rate at which insecurity is going in the country is almost looking like the police, the number of the forcemen, the military and all that we have been overwhelmed. Then, outside that, there should also be, that should also create a room for creating more employment in Nigeria. So, going back to your question, there is need to employ more hands into the police force. There is need to recruit more hands because there is a proposal that every individual is supposed to go with, is it 1 or 2 policemen attached to an individual, if it can go that way. But because it can't, even if it won't be possible, we should have enough policemen. Because the insecurity, I don't want to use the word, okay, the terrorists, the banditry, every other thing, looks as if they are increasing every day. It looks as if more persons, they are even gaining more hands than the police, the military, and all that. So everything, every means at which we use to strengthen the police is important. Then secondly, the ones we have, how much more have you been able to take care of them? What are the motivations? What are the motivations? What's motivating a policeman to go to doing about it? What are they doing? What are the politicians that are carrying police all around? What are they doing to motivate the policeman, the military man?
Because if they are well motivated, all these ones that collect this 100 naira on the road, I don't think they will really.
No matter how you do it, they are still bad eggs.
Okay.
No matter how you do it, they are still bad eggs. Let's look at strengthening the police force.
Okay.
Let's look at strengthening the men.
Okay.
And then we now talk about pulling out the bad eggs. The policeman on the road, who is providing the kits? The arm they are holding, the ammunition, who is providing all those things? How much more? How are they being taken care of even after retirement? This thing should be put into consideration. I think government should put into consideration all these things. The soldiers, the army, and all that, they have been fighting. In fact, for some of them who are fighting, what are the incentives? What are the motivations to make me go back to fight tomorrow? Okay, there are so many persons. The level at which the terrorist organizations, every other way, anyhow you want to call it, these men perpetuating the insecurity, the level at which they are being sophisticated, the level at which they are going, does the military have what it takes to confront these people? Do they have it? Or is it a situation whereby I'm fighting and I don't even have, what do they call it? I don't even have bulletproof. Or what? How do I fight? And then the person I'm fighting is wearing bulletproof, is standing. How do I withstand? So the government have to come in. In fact, they should take it with all seriousness. There is need to bring back the strength of the soldiers, the police, the military, the forces. There is need. There is also need for us to go into the Yaradua, as we are reading, I saw where you mentioned the rate of underdevelopment is also affecting us. It's also affecting us. The policeman who is working, after work, where does he sleep? Even during work, where does he sleep? So these are areas government have to look at. They have to look into these areas. So on the rate of underdevelopment, what's even causing the insecurity? Why are people choosing the other wrong path? Why are they going that? The government have to look into development. They should kill corruption. The government should kill corruption. If you want to steal, ordinary man who have not even seen a meal to eat will see like clearly you're stealing. And most of the time you come out and tell us this thing belongs to everybody. And then the roads you can't construct. The economy is almost being shattered. No industrialization. The government is not creating employment. They are not even encouraging the private. The cost of living is high. Inflation is ravaging the economy. And then we are talking about insecurity. We're talking about insecurity. These areas are not tackled. The police, the forces are not being motivated. How do we confront insecurity if the government keep neglecting these areas? So there is need to look into these areas. We need to tackle these things. It's important. Security should be every man's business. Even the man who thinks he's carrying one policeman or not that, is not safe. How will you be safe when your people are not safe? So it's something, it calls for bigger attention. If the government say they want to recruit, it's important. If the other have called for recruitment, it's important. I agree, totally I agree. Don't just stop at recruitment. Go beyond recruitment. Go into motivating those you have employed. Motivate those who are in the system. In fact, if you motivate them, by the time you call for employment opportunities, so many persons will go into the force. But where they see it like there's no motivation, the pay is low and all that, who will go? So I think I encourage the government to look into that.
Now, I think you know why they want to. Maybe because the bandits are also going to the rural areas to recruit more. When they recruit, maybe they will now say, okay, when we now get in more police work, first we get the armed forces, we increase the number of the military personnel. I think we're going to have the ability to combat terrorism and then fight these bandits and these headers. Now, if they do not have, just like you said, if they are not doing anything in order to motivate them, in order to encourage them, I don't think they are going to really get, they will get the best result of what they are looking for.
I also agree with that.
They will not get it.
They won't get it. Then the question is, why is it that the bandits are successfully recruiting?
Exactly.
Why? Why are they successfully recruiting? It means, what are they telling the people that the government is not telling the people?
Yes.
What hope are they giving to the people at the rural areas that the government is not even reaching out to them? So people want to survive. And when you come up with wrong stories that they've not even heard of, and you give them promises, they want to go towards that angle. That's why the government have to leave their seats. Go back to the rural areas where these terrorists are taking over. Go back to that area. Go and get the mind of the people. Go and encourage the people. Go and tell them there is hope tomorrow. Not just telling the people there is hope. Let the people see hope. By the time they see hope, let them feel secured. Tell the people, in as much as you're secured, security should be every man's business. Protect what you have. But if I feel I don't have anything, I don't have a building, I don't even have food, I have nothing, what are they coming to destroy? You see, everybody will become careless about it.
Yeah, and even when they are talking about this community policing, which is also very good, you know, it's a very good idea.
Yeah, it's very well.
Yeah, but most of the communities, you're not really seeing them really working like as really planned. Most of the community police.
No, you know, one fear about community police has been politicians hijacking it, using it for one other thing or the other. If not, that also, you know, the point you raise is also an important angle. Community policing, you want us to be part of the police.
Yeah, instead of them getting, you know, recruiting more.
Yes.
Now, because getting it at the grassroots. Now, once these terrorists, those bandits, come to the rural areas to recruit them, those people there, as in the community policing or police, as you know, police, you know, they will now say, okay, this is what these people are coming to do.
Yes.
They will now fight at that grassroots level, and which will go a long way in tackling insecurity.
Yeah, it will. Definitely it will.
Yes, because they know who is who.
They know who is who. In fact, they know more.
And they're not really doing anything. I don't think the government is really working towards getting it, making it that it's a very strong hold.
That's because we are neglecting the local government system.
I think so.
We are neglecting it. Even the local government system, how many of them are ready to work to that level? How many of them are even relating with the communities? So until we get this, we get to the grassroots. We have to get to the grassroots. And getting to the grassroots, not just telling the people, come and secure. Give them food. Give them food. A hungry man is an angry man. Tackle their stomach. By the time you tackle their stomach, give them hope. Let them see that money is entering their bank account at the end of the month. Everybody will come up. Everybody will take it serious. If I don't secure my territory, with the amount of investment I've put in place in my community, these boys will come and destroy it. Everybody coming up to rise. The way will rise up. But where I have nothing, no hope, I don't even think the government, instead of having hope and seeing somebody, I will just open my television and see somebody being announced as stealing money, carrying money, somebody has looted such amount of money and other, and you then look at your bank account is reading 20 naira. How much more? What's the hope? And then somebody is coming. That's why it's as if these other persons are bringing the more message. Should I say message of hope? Wrong hope to them. And then he's telling them, come, you're going to do this and all that. And at the end of it, it's just dead. So the government have to step up. Let's encourage the local government system. Let whosoever that is taking over, that is in charge of the local government system, know that it shouldn't be business of cutting away money.
Even when you get to that local government, level, they have the kings,
yes,
as
the
well.
traditional rulers,
the traditional rulers,
yes.
And the obas, making them to work, really hand in hand with the local government will also go ahead.
Very important, very, very important, because the kings, they have should I say the kings, or there are some other communities that do not have kings. They have some have just should I say council of chiefs and other, and they have a head, and the head gives order, and the community obeys. At that level, they can even tackle their own insecurity. Their own insecurity. They serve a community chief that have soiled his hand. Yeah. Sorry to say it. Most of the community chiefs should also be looked into. If you're soiled your hand and you're relating with this team, it makes it difficult to tackle insecurity in your vicinity, within your area. But if you're sincere and you want to be on the side of government, you see it like a threat. You see insecurity as a threat. You call it a business. You call it indeed a business to tackle. But where we see it as nothing, the chief is the boy who is doing this is my son, or is my son's friend, is my brother's son, and all that. It becomes a challenge. And this is what most communities are facing. So let's get into it. The government has to come in, encourage the chiefs. Tell the chief, in fact, anybody whose son or relative is involved in all this, don't even be a chief, resign. To that extent, we'll get it right. That's what I think.
I think you've really answered very wonderful, and that's also my take. They have to make sure that they get the local government council working together with the traditional rulers. I remember when my dad, when he was ruling in my community, anyone who is coming to take to collect attestation later, he will scrutinize you, he will query you, he wants to know who gave birth to you, he wants to know your parents, and if you involved yourself, if you get involved in any crime or criminality of any sort, you will not be given. That's how he
yes,
works.
Yes. You know, that's why those days, if you want to fill a form, or you want to even join the military,
either you're looking for a job, or you're looking for a school.
Yes.
You need the consent of the king.
Yeah, of the king.
Then when you get there, because at a point I was just writing those attestation letters, and they were like, okay, this is how you're going to interrogate this person. Who is your father? Who is your mother? I heard some time ago that you're declared wanted in this community, and sometimes they will call police to apprehend the person. So that's why I think it's really necessary.
Does it still happen now?
It doesn't.
That takes us back to the call where they are saying track the financiers.
Yes. Yeah.
If you have a man who is, should I say, a VIP in the community, and the son is part of this, and then the son is bringing form, will they resist the son? Will they be able to resist the son? That's the issue. So it means there is need to even go back to that call to what? Tackle or track the financiers of this insecurity. That takes us back to that. So the chiefs, a lot have to be done. I think we need to get back to the grassroots. We need to.
Exactly. And even now, do you know that some of the chiefs are even collecting titles, those who are even financing this?
I'm collecting title, but we didn't even agree.
Okay, well, we won't really talk much about that. This is Press Roundtable on Atlantic Television Network, and the program is Press Roundtable. With me on the show is Dandy Loveday. After this short break, we're going to tell you more stories, but the first one we're going to tell you is a sacrilegious one. Just stay tuned so that you learn.
ATM.
That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
On the
traffic-
point
you're a
of
human
order.
trafficker.
Honorable
Because
Chairman,
you're a-
You
on the point of-
on them. They are not picking our calls.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis around the globe. Fact today, only on.
All right, glad to have you back on that program, Press Roundtable on Atlantic Television Network. Now, let's look at the story. It's very disheartening, but just listen to the story. The Adamawa State Police Command has arrested a 42-year-old man, Anwu Shaibu, for allegedly raping his 9-year-old daughter in the Kabak Mubi South local government area of the state. The news gathered that the incident occurred on March 12th. It was also gathered that Shaibu was apprehended following a report filed by his wife, Asmao Isa, who raised the alarm about the incident. Now, when contacted, the State Police Public Relations Officer Yahaya Suleiman confirmed the incident to our correspondent. Now, Suleiman said, "I am aware of the incident. He is currently in custody for raping his daughter, and she is a minor." The complaints were made by the mother of the daughter, who happens to be the wife of the man. On March 12, 2024, the Adamawa State Police Command arrested a 42-year-old man for raping his 9-year-old biological daughter. The incident occurred in the Kabak Mubi South local government area on March 11, 2024. As you can see the man on the screen. The PPRO added that during the course of the inquiry, the suspect confessed to the crime and stated that narcotics and excessive alcohol were the causes of it. Suleiman noted that the alleged rapist will be prosecuted upon completion of the investigation. During the course of the investigation, the suspect confessed to committing the offense but blamed it on taking too much alcohol and drugs. Now, the Commissioner of Police at Adamawa State Command, CP Dan Combo Morris, directs a diligent investigation and prosecution of the suspect upon completion of the investigation, the police spokesman said. Now, we're actually talking about rape, a 42-year-old man who raped his daughter. And when he was being cross-examined, when he was being investigated, of course, they had to carry their own investigation. He said he pushed it to drugs, narcotics. Maybe he takes some marijuana, all of those hard drugs that really pushed him. Now, are we going to say it's because of the state of the economy that pushed this man? Are we going to say it's because of this? Yes, the state of the economy that makes him to, maybe he's an drug addict, that could really push him to this crime. Man, when I read it, my heart was really dropping.
I'm even laughing at it. You know, unfortunately, this time around, he didn't push it to evil spirit. If he has said
He
evil,
didn't say he did not say it's evil spirit.
he didn't say it's evil spirit. He says the devil's work.
It's the devil.
So
He admitted.
yeah.
He said, "How? Where did they get this mind?"
It's devilish for a man, for whatsoever reason, to look at your own daughter,
A minor.
even if he's an adult,
Even if he's an adult,
to look at your own daughter,
you gave birth.
you gave birth, and then rape your own daughter. If that had happened outside, what would you say? You are the one doing this,
Exactly.
and you're taking it to be, should I say, drug?
Because
whatever.
it's narcotics.
Okay, unfortunately, I stayed in fortunately, I stayed in Adamawa State.
Oh, really?
And then I know that area. I stayed around Hong. Hong is the next village, the next place you meet is the Mubi. That's where he said.
Yeah, movie.
And I can confirm to you that some persons, not all, some persons are into smoking everything unsmokable. You see people smoking fuel. You see, to an extent, you see people, there's this, even poo, shit. You see people smoking shit. and whatever. And there is this other common one around there. There's a prokutu and all that. And that's also where the government have to come in. The lawyer make level, they need to come in. And then you're smoking this thing for what reason? In advanced country, we hear some persons get high so that they will be able to produce new machines. They will be able to, so in this case, he smoked, drug himself just to be able to rape his own daughter. You know, I watched one man of God. He said somebody came and then came for deliverance. He said he smoked something. He was drinking something and I started slapping him. Instead of the deliverance, you were smoking this. What are you working? He said he doesn't work anything. You don't work anything and you're smoking this. He was beating him up. He said your type don't need deliverance. What you need is slap. And he was slapping him. So what could make a man of 42 years, you are telling me you drug? What kind of, you didn't see your wife? All you could see was your own daughter. That's something, it's a story that nobody should even imagine it. We shouldn't even think of it. I don't know how the police is going to handle this. But such man is not supposed to be among humans. It's not at all. It's a sad one. I totally condemn it.
Wow. I'm really chilling because I can feel for the wife. I can feel how the wife is actually, you know, it's so traumatic. It's not something you could really, it's going to traumatize you every day of your life.
It's sad.
Knowing that your own beloved husband who sleeps with you, this virgin, your daughter, sleeps with your daughter, you know. It's demonic. It's demonic. It's satanic.
Unfortunately, these things happen everywhere. Even in Port Harcourt here. Exactly. We've seen a case recently. A man, in fact, to an extent, the man impregnated the daughter. They brought the kid to court. I think they had to
pregnanted the daughter?
Yeah, the daughter. Yeah, it was all over. It was in the media. In Port Harcourt here. And then, while they were taking the man away, he started shouting. He said they shouldn't hurt the daughter. They should tell the daughter not to do anything and all that. But he knows what he's saying. He knows what he's saying. For him, he didn't know what was pushing him and all that. In fact, it's like, I don't know, whatever reason. But these things ought not to be
Maybe
so.
the man could belong to one of the societies.
What society could make a man open his eyes to sleep with his own daughter? That's a taboo. Of the highest order.
The highest.
I wish I could be the judge.
It's unbearable.
I just wish I could be the judge. That's a taboo. And you're saying you smoke something. The only thing the thing could lead you was to just go and rape your own daughter. You didn't. If you smoke something, can't you invent a new vehicle, a new car for us to start making use of? Can't you even invent an aeroplane? Can't you? You should have used it to turn movie.
Or to even do baskets.
But okay, or start.
Make basket, all this basket, bead making and
exactly.
all of that.
Or start digging gutter. Let's know that's hard labor until it clears in your
so
eye.
that we know that the God of Bacchus is actually
exactly.
at work.
Instead of after drinking this thing, you say you want to. What's this? This is devastating.
Now, let's look at this in this angle. We're talking about now abuse of drugs because he's trying to say that it's drugs that pushed him into committing this sacrilegious act. Is incest, it's sacrilegious, it's disheartening. It's something that could really break one's heart every day. It can lead to psychosomatic disturbances. It can lead to depression. It can lead to so many things. Now, the NDLEA has a work to do. You know, trying to make sure that they get these drug addicts and regulate the use and all of that, making sure that they apprehend all those guys because they are not stopping. Most of them are getting away with it. The society is really getting bad. You see youngsters, young boys, young girls, they smoke ice, they smoke loud, they smoke Igbo weed and all of that. When you call them, they will tell you that the economy is really bad. Now, I think the NDLEA has to do something to making sure that they apprehend these ones.
They really have to. In fact, that calls for collaboration between the NDLEA
and the government.
The government, not only that, the NDLEA, what's it called, NAFDAC.
Yes, yes,
NAFDAC, the police.
Exactly.
In fact, this time around we should bring both the soldiers. In fact, if there is also community policing, that will even help. That will be more. That will be of help. And all that. So this thing, there is need to go down. There is need to go down. Let's go down to the communities. These things are happening. In fact, the rate at which the NDLA is going, I think they only after should I say what was it called? There's this drug, hard drug. But these men, these guys are smoking something. In fact, they are discovering within the bush. The bushes around them, they are discovering different aspects of things that could make anybody high. In fact, I saw one liquid. Somebody was smoking one day, and I asked myself, these things are used to arrange fixed things, and you're smoking it. You're smoking it. What happens? Is it makes him high? High to do what? After highness, you sleep over. What is the essence of the highness? And tomorrow, in fact, it costs the doctors should also collaborate with the NDLEA. Why? It is increasing the rate at which we have kidney failures. Because when these drugs have nothing to do in the body, it goes to damage the system. So it means there are a lot of agencies that have to come in to fight this drug abuse. It's drug abuse, and it's leading into not only rape. It's not only leading into rape, it is leading the country into different aspects of it. You see somebody coming to bomb an area and he said it's a hard drug. Hard drug on what? You're killing people and you say it's hard drug? Okay, will that man go and correct the daughter system?
Wow.
No, it's done. Wow. The damage is done. And somebody is telling us it's hard drug. We should just take it like that? People like this should not even live in the society. They shouldn't even be among humans.
Okay, let's quickly look at this one. Yes, this is really a sad one. It's a sad one, honestly, because I know that both the wife, both the daughter cannot recover in a hurry. It's a lifetime. It's a lifetime issue. All right, let's look at this one. No fewer than 7 persons have been arrested for various criminal offenses by the men of Ekiti State Police Command. The suspects were arrested in different parts of the state over different criminal activities, which include stealing, armed robbery, burglary, and attempted murder. Parading the suspect to newsmen at the command headquarters in Ado-Ekiti, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Akinwale, said 2 notorious car thieves, Emmanuel and Suleiman Ola Oluwa, were among the arrested suspects. Akinwale, who was represented by the Police Public Relations Officer, DSP, Sunday Abutu, said the suspects were arrested within Ekiti, a state university campus, while attempting to remove one Toyota Matrix car from where it was parked. Upon the arrest of the suspects, they made confessional statements that they had earlier on forcefully opened the door of a Toyota Corolla car parked within the premises of the institution and stole 1 HP laptop computer and different assorted clothes kept inside the vehicle. Olaoluwa was identified by a victim as one of the armed robbers that robbed him of cash sum at the sum of 365,000 naira and 2 iPhones before dispossessing him of his Toyota Corolla car at this resident in Jaro Ado-Ekiti. Abudu said. Further said that the investigation revealed that the suspects were responsible for the stealing of a Toyota Corolla car in Ado-Ekiti on 27 May 2021, a Toyota Camry car in Ado-Ekiti on the 2nd of October 2022, and a Toyota Camry in Ado-Ekiti on the 7th, that's on December 2022, and a Toyota Matrix car in Ado-Ekiti on 15 December 2024, all belonging to different owners, 2023 rather. The suspect also stole a cash sum of 550,000 naira from a vehicle parked at the owner's premises at GRA Ado-Ekiti on 2nd of February 2024, the police said. In another operation, Abuja said the command's rapid response squad arrested one Emmanuel Kehinde Isaac and Daniel Olamide Friday based on a credible tip-off that a group of suspected armed robbers was sighted in a house in Iyenekiti. He said that the PRA's operatives swiftly mobilized to the scene and condoned off the building where 2 suspects were arrested while others escaped. And he said during interrogation, the suspect confessed that they specialize in hijacking motorcycles in Ado-Ekiti, Kere-Ekiti expressway from motorcyclists by using offensive weapons such as cutlasses and iron rods, and that they have hijacked about 11 motorcycles in Ikere and Ado-Ekiti within 6 months in 2023. Well, let's just take it like that, because they have already confessed to the attack of so many, things they've really robbed around the area. Now, I'm going to come to you. This is, I think, is a welcome development by the Ekiti State Police Command by nabbing this notorious car thieves and 5 other people. Now, what can you say? Are you, as you can see on the television? Okay, it's been removed. Now they nabbed them. I think it's really a very good one. That shows that the security is working, and the government should also be commended.
Yes, very good, very good. If you motivate them, they can do even more. In fact, why I condemn the act by those individuals, I also want to call on the attention of the government to understand that some of this crime can be avoidable. It can be avoidable. How do I mean? So some of these persons, why are they going into this crime? Somebody is stealing 350,000 naira. All because of what? Underdevelopment, unemployment, and all that. Look, I'm in this studio. How will I go about stealing? Let's say I'm seated here, and all that talking. How will I go about stealing? So an idle man, like they said, is a devil's workshop. So the government have to come up, create employment, let there be massive employment generation. Let people get food to eat, like we've said earlier. But this is not a guarantee for anybody to go into crime. It's not at all. It's not a guarantee. Look at what the crime have led into. So it calls for the both party, both those engaging in crime, stop the crime, get something doing. There are so many persons who are also not going into crime, yet they are surviving. Why are you going into crime? Who do you want to please? Who do you want to please, actually? So the government have to also come in, create employment. The rate at which unemployment rate is in Nigeria is something else. The rate at which inflation is, how will people survive about it? How will people survive in this whole thing? So it calls for urgent attention. Let's save our people. If those persons who have been nabbed there are, should I say, we have doctors among them. We've lost such one. Let's say we have journalists, good journalists among them. We've lost such ones because they've deviated into wrong things. So there is need for the government to look at what the people are going through.
I think, like you're just saying, I think it's because of the state of the economy.
Yeah, it's
majority of them, not just all, because some is just inherent.
Yeah.
Some
I also agree.
They have that natural propensity to steal.
I agree. It's a bad blood.
It's a bad blood
It's a
already.
bad blood, yes.
But those ones, they have to distinguish those ones who has this inherent ability to, steal.
I agree with you.
And then those, because of the economy or the circumstances they find themselves, were pushed into it.
But the economy should also be an excuse to go into stealing. The person you're stealing from is also facing the same thing.
He's also looking for who to collect from.
So why go into that? So your excuse is not the reason. Such excuse is not a reason.
No, it shouldn't be a reason for you to perpetrate crimes. Because as you're watching us right now, if you know why you are among those, one day you'll be nabbed. One day, all days are just for the thief, but just one day is for the owner of the house. So luck may run out of you. Whatever you're doing, make sure that you live good. Whatsoever you are doing, make sure that you remember God. Whatsoever you're doing, let your conscience stay alive. That's it.
Very well.
Well, that's the much we can take on today's press roundtable on Atlantic Television. I just want to thank you so very much for coming, Mr. Dandy Loveday. You've been a very wonderful man, you know. When I just put up a call across, you said, no, you're going to get down here. So I am so happy that you came too. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm so excited seeing you. All right, dear viewer, you can stay connected on Atlantic Television socials and follow and like our page on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, on Facebook and on YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, and on Instagram and on TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. Also, you can watch us live on our website on Atlantic Network TV and on StarTimes channel 194. On our app ATN Live on our YouTube and on Facebook, Atlantic Television Network. So when you get to Facebook right now, you will see Atlantic Television Network. Make sure that you join us also on the Instagram so that you get news. ATN Press Roundtable, we provide the right narrative and news narration. So whenever you join us, you're going to get the best. Remember, at 9 o'clock comes the global news, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I am Angel Okoma. You can also join me on my socials on Angelic Angel. And remain blessed. Do have a wonderful time out.
ATN